What exactly is neuropsychology? Stick around, let's talk about it on this episode of Navigating Academia. What's up, Navigating Academia family? This is your buddy and personal academic mentor, Dr. Phoenix Singh. Such a pleasure to be able to have you here with me. Before we get started, make sure to be able to help the channel out, to be able to subscribe to the channel if you like our content, smash that like button, and follow us on these social media platforms. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Today we're going to be discussing the exciting and fascinating world of neuropsychology, subfield within psych in general, and it's a discipline that focuses on the relationship between the brain and behavior. Neuropsychologists, we study how it is that damage to specific parts of the brain can affect different aspects of behavior, like memory or language or perception, because by understanding the relationship between your brain structures and their functions, neuropsychologists help diagnose and treat conditions like strokes, TBIs, which are traumatic brain injuries. I've done a lot of research on TBI, as well as neurodegenerative diseases. It is a fascinating subfield, and a subfield that especially over the last 2-3 decades has exploded because we know more about the brain now than in the history of science, of contemporary science. So neuropsychologists use a variety of techniques to study the brain, all right? So we use brain imaging techniques, things that I've specialized in the past, like functional and regular magnetic resonance imaging, which is an MRI, CT scans, PET scans, which is positron emission tomography, DTI, which is diffuse or tensor imaging. If you've never seen DTI before, type in DTI scan into Google, your brain will explode. They're the most beautiful images you'll see. It follows the axonal tracks that information follows, right? When you're perceiving something, let's say you're looking at something or you hear birds chirping, it shows you where the information travels. It's so cool, all right? So we not only take a look though at imaging techniques, we also use behavioral assessments that measure things like executive functions, like memory, right? But also things like language, cognitive abilities. These assessments can help us to be able to diagnose and understand the extent of that brain damage. But importantly, we don't just want to know what's going on. We want to track changes in function over time, whether that's degenerative in nature or whether it's the response to an intervention where we're trying to track progress. Very, very important in terms of the interventions that we're putting into place. But in addition to diagnosis and treatment, neuropsychologists also play a key role in helping individuals recover from brain injuries. So, by developing rehabilitation programs that target these specific cognitive skills, neuropsychologists can help individuals regain their ability to think, to communicate properly, and just to be able to perform what we call ADLs. These are activities of daily living. Okay. But the work of neuropsychologists doesn't stop there. They also play a critical role in helping individuals with conditions like dementia or Parkinson's, multiple sclerosis, by working with other healthcare professionals. This is a very interdisciplinary field and something that I love about neuropsychology. Usually we're working with psychiatric nurses, we're working with MDs, we're working with so many different types of treatment providers to be sometimes occupational or physical therapists to be able to have a really 360-degree approach to care. And this is something that what we're trying to do is to develop these, intervention and management plans that address the unique needs of each individual. It's called an idiographic strategy. So nomothetic is group-based, idiographic is individual-based. So we're using evidence-based best practices to be able to support these individuals in that journey that they have to be able to improve their quality of life, especially after some kind of, significant injury or trauma. One thing about neuropsychologists that I want you to know if you're considering going into this field is that they don't just do clinical work. A lot of them also either teach in higher education settings or they're involved in researching the underlying causes of brain-related disorders and conditions or their consequences. So they can conduct studies that explore the genetic or the environmental or the lifestyle factors that contribute to these types of conditions. And they can use that info to be able to develop new treatments, like completely new therapies that can improve outcomes for those affected. I mean, how insanely cool is that? They can get grants from the National Institutes of Health and NSF, which is the National Science Foundation, millions of dollars of grants to be able to take these research lines further and to be able to do cutting edge work that nobody else is doing. It's pretty cool, right? So something else that's really important for me to be able to mention is that neuropsychologists, in my opinion, they work to be able to educate the public. Okay, about things like the importance of maintaining good brain health, steps that can be taken to prevent the brain from getting any kind of injury or disease, by raising awareness about the impact of brain injury and disease. Our hope is to encourage people to take action to reduce their risk of developing, these sorts of potentially debilitating conditions. And finally, I think it's important to note that neuropsychologists don't work in isolation. They don't work in a vacuum. Like I said, they collaborate with a range of other healthcare professionals, all right? Any kind of rehabilitative specialist you can imagine to be able to provide that comprehensive and effective care, okay? So, bears repeating. So that's a comprehensive overview of what neuropsychology is all about. So, I really hope that you learned something new today, gained a deeper appreciation of that important work that neuropsychologists do, and maybe that's something that you're getting into or are interested in getting into. So I really hope that this is something that if you are passionate about it, you explore more. We need more talented neuropsychologists out there. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Remember to be able to subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and get out there and be your best self. Thank you so much for watching this video. Share it with your friends, colleagues, and students. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Thank you so much for stopping by, everyone. It's a pleasure to have you here as always. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more in this series on navigating academia, please click on one of these links over here to be able to view more original content. I hope to see you there.